Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. Recently, I posted a video titled The 13 Exercises That Got Me a 43-inch vertical jump. So 43-inch approach vertical jump is the highest that I ever tested, and I'm willing to bet that if I avoided these 8 mistakes that I made, I would have had a 45-inch vertical jump. Do we know for sure? No, but I think I probably would have had a 45-inch vertical jump, possibly 46. 47 is kind of pushing it. I don't know if I'm genetically gifted enough to ever touch a 47 if I would not have made these mistakes. However, let's get into it. 8 mistakes that I made that hopefully all of you can avoid. They say a stupid man never learns. A wise man, no, I just blew it. A stupid man never learns. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So learn from my mistakes. Don't make these mistakes in your own training. But before I give you these 8 mistakes, make sure that you comment JUMP, J-U-M-P, down below in the comment section if you want a free body weight vertical jump training program. Comment your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We post every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And get my advanced training programs. The Vertical Jump Secret System is now live. Here we go. Mistake number 1 is that I did high volume all the time. That is all that I did. High volume all the time. Now, I only had 2 workouts per week. I only worked out Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday. But in those 2 workouts, I did a tremendous, or should I say horrendous amount of sets and reps. And I think that, so what I would do was 7 weeks of volume, and then I would deload. 7 weeks of volume, and then I would deload. And that is just what I did for, years and years. Now, I think that I would have got way better results if I would have did a 7-week, volume phase, and then a deload, and then a 4-week back off phase, and then repeat 7 weeks of volume, deload, 4-week back off. And by back off, I just mean high intensity, low volume. So things like 5 sets of 3 reps of squats, as heavy as I can or as fast as I can. So still high intensity, still working as hard as I could, but just way less sets and way less reps. But this is a mistake that I made. Number 1, possibly the biggest mistake that I made was that I just did volume all the time. Good thing was I only did 2 days a week. If I would have did 3, I would have crushed my body even more than I did. But that is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, speaking of volume, is that I played entirely too much basketball. So I played basketball 5 to 7 days a week, mostly at LA Fitness, and their rims are usually a little bit low, especially the LA Fitness that I went to. So I was just dunking everything. I would dunk and dunk and dunk and hoop and hoop and hoop. So that is mistake number 2. I could have gotten way better results if I would have just took a break. However, try telling a 23-year-old with hoop dreams to take a break. It's not going to work. Mistake number 3, I got into bodybuilding. So this isn't necessarily a mistake, but I remember that I used to train my upper body for aesthetics, and I used to train my lower body for athletics. So I wanted to be as massive as I possibly can with the biggest biceps and triceps. Not that I ever got like extremely huge. I don't really have the body type for that, but I did put on a lot of muscle in my upper body, and then in my lower body, it was strictly just performance-based training. So not a bad thing to do, but I think that I would have had a higher vertical if I didn't put on as much muscle mass in my upper body. If I would have trained my upper body for, power, strength, instead of hypertrophy and, aesthetics and building muscle purely, then I think I wouldn't have gained as much muscle mass and I wouldn't have gained as much weight. And relative strength is a thing, whether it's body fat or it's muscle mass. You still weigh what you weigh, and you still have to propel your body into the air. So if I would have gained a little bit less muscle, I probably would have jumped a little bit higher. However, my goal at that point was to get girls, and my mindset was girls like muscles. So I wanted muscles. Anyways, that's mistake number 3. Mistake number 4, this could possibly be the biggest mistake of all. I didn't take care of my knees. I did 0 ISOs. Actually, this was the extent of my knowledge of knee pain back then. I actually got knee pain my first year of college basketball, and I went to physical therapy. And the physical therapist told me, well, you just need to strengthen all of the muscles around your knees and your knees will feel better. So after I did my physical therapy, I took that as, well, I'm not squatting enough. So I would just squat more. And I saw some video, I can't even remember where I saw it, but it was like this dude was doing lunges on the treadmill. So I just did massive amounts of lunges on a treadmill. And I would just, every time I felt my knees hurt, I would be like, oh, well, I'm weak. I need to just strengthen more. Which, if you know anything about knee pain, doing more is almost never the answer. You need to do less and you need to do the right things and then build your way up from there. But mistake number 4 is I did not take care of my knees. And on top of the high volume that I was doing, on top of all the basketball that I was playing, every time my knees would hurt, I would just go work out even more. So yeah, that was not good. Mistake number 5, I didn't do any calf work, like literally 0 calf raises. I think that if I would have just added some calf strengthening, like we don't know how much that would increase my vertical jump, but if you do 0 work for your calves and then you add in calf strengthening, a muscle, we have the soleus and the gastroc. If I would have just strengthened those, chances are I would have had a higher vert. But that's just a small mistake that I wanted to slip in here. But as big as calf raises were, you had Shaq saying that he did this many thousands of calf raises. As popular as it was to do calf raises, I did 0 calf raises. Next mistake, I didn't do any max strength work. So this is somewhat controversial, but we know that max strength work is great for fast twitch muscle fibers. Max strength work is great for force production. Max strength work is great for a lot of things, but I did 0. And I'm just going to tell you the next mistake so I could talk about these at the same time. But the next mistake is that I barely did any plyos. So the only plyometrics that I did were single leg box jumps. Arguably, single leg box jumps are okay. Box jumps are okay as well, but those are not the life-changing plyometrics. And I would do explosive step-ups, which that's a great exercise. But those are the only 3 plyos that I did. Single leg box jumps, and explosive step-ups. So I didn't do any max strength work. I didn't do any plyos besides those 3 plyos. All that I did was power work. Okay, so like my box squats, I remember they would be between 50 and 85% of my 1 rep max. I never went higher than 85% of my 1 rep max. So I was touching, if we look at the force velocity curve, I was touching the middle, strength, speed, power, speed, strength. I was crushing those areas. But once I got my vert up to a certain point, I think that, as we get more and more advanced, you have to start touching on the ends of the force velocity curve. You have to go a little bit heavy. And if you want to train max velocity, you have to do plyos. So sprints, pogo jumps, bounding, skips, hops, all the good stuff. I was not doing any of that. So I think that I could have got a 45, possibly 46-inch vert if I would have just stopped playing as much basketball. The dunks were fine, maybe a little bit less volume of dunking, but if I would have did max effort jumps, max effort dunks, and then added in, removed the basketball, as much basketball, and added in, skips, bounds, hops, sprints, plyos and max strength work, I would have had a 45-inch vertical. I'm willing to bet. But those are 2 mistakes that I made back when I had a 43-inch vert. Next one. This is the last one, actually. I didn't know we were on number 8. But mistake number 8, I did not get enough sleep, rest, or recovery. Likely why my knees hurt so bad. So just when the most knee pain that I ever had was when I was jumping my highest. So that's very unfortunate. You want to dunk everything. You're jumping as high as possible, jumping higher than I had ever jumped before. I had transformed my vertical jump, but I had also transformed my knee pain in a terrible way. And not only that, I was not getting enough sleep. I used to go to bed. I used to get in bed at 10 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. to go to LA Fitness in the morning. There's a certain LA Fitness. They would open at 5. I don't go to LA Fitness anymore, but the particular LA Fitness that I went to opened up at 5. So I would get in bed at 10, and I fall asleep fairly quickly. So I guess I would probably be asleep by like 10:15, 10:30 at the latest. And then I would wake up at 4. And for somebody who's playing as much basketball as I was, and somebody who's lifting with as much volume as I was, that is 100% not enough sleep. That is by far not enough sleep. And then when we talk about rest and recovery, like what really is rest? Rest is just not doing things that are going to break your body down further, which I was not getting enough rest. So after my Monday workout, I would always work out first, and then I would go hoop at LA Fitness. I would make sure, I went in the morning to LA Fitness, and then I went in the evening to LA Fitness, and I would work out, and then I would play basketball. But after my workout, right, after you do a really hard, high volume, lower body workout, and you should be resting, I would play basketball after, which isn't that bad. But then the next day, Tuesday, I would play basketball. And then Wednesday, I would play basketball. And then Thursday, I would work out again and then play basketball. And then Friday, I would play basketball. And then Saturday, I would play basketball. And then Sunday, when I was supposed to have my rest day, I got in a group chat and they said, hey, let's play basketball. And I said, sure, let's play basketball. So sometimes 7 days a week of basketball, not enough rest at all. So not enough sleep, not enough rest. And then recovery. Recovery is just, a mixture of sleep, rest, nutrition, different recovery modalities, but I was not getting enough recovery in general. But guys, those are my 8 mistakes that I made. I 100% could have had a 45-inch vertical in my eyes. Will we ever know? No, unless I get back to that point now, which I might. I still have the dream. So back then I had hoop dreams. Now I have jump dreams. Is that what we want to call it? So I'm 33 years old. I'm about to be posting on my main channel again, but I'm working my way back up. I would love to pass 43 inches. I think that I'm way smarter now. I got the science plus the work ethic behind me, although young Nate, he worked hard. So but he was dumb, bro. He was stupid. So I'm way smarter now. I got more wisdom now. Got more experience. I know all the shit. So I should be able to get above a 43 at 33 years old. Anyways, these are 8 mistakes that could have got my vertical higher. Make sure that you don't make these mistakes yourself. Check out my advanced training programs. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, jump for a free bodyweight vertical jump training program, and comment your question if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. But I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.